Good Mom and Monday. You're here at the Mistake Mama podcast. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Mandee.
And we are your hosts.
This week is Thanksgiving. We just had, for you guys, my daughter's first birthday.
Yes.
Right now, sitting in my feels because it hasn't happened yet for me here, but
in
it
real
happened
life
for you guys. Her birthday is November 18th. But
for us, it's still October.
Yes. Sometimes it's hard to be ahead. It works really well for us, but then sometimes speaking to you guys, it's a little bit, we have to backtrack.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like for us, because her birthday hasn't happened yet, it's like
I can't talk about like
how you feel,
how I feel, or what I did exactly, or how it went.
You'll find that out in like a month.
Yeah, around Christmas.
Yes, right around Christmas is when, or just before Christmas, I think, is when you'll find out what we did for your daughter's birthday.
Yeah,
and my daughter's birthday, from when you guys are watching this, is in exactly 1 week from the day that you're watching this.
Yes.
But for us, it's still a while away.
27th?
Yep.
Yes. But first, before that will be Thanksgiving this year, because Thanksgiving falls on the 26th.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about Thanksgiving.
Wait, no, it doesn't.
Doesn't it?
26th is a Sunday. Thanksgiving's on Thursday. It's the 24th.
I keep looking at this damn calendar. We have a calendar up here, and it's October. I think it's the 23rd or 24th.
23rd.
23rd.
23rd is Christmas Day. 24th is Black Friday.
Christmas Day?
Nope. Thanksgiving.
We're all messed up.
23rd is Thanksgiving Day. 24th is Black Friday. So when you guys are watching this, Thanksgiving is in 3 days.
Yes.
Yes.
Still before Anna's birthday. That's
Still
what I was
before.
trying to get to.
Yes.
But anyway, so we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Black Friday. We're going to talk about all things around that time.
Boop, 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 boop.
So let's talk about wins, fails, books.
Do we want to do like Thanksgiving related wins and fails? Books, I don't think we can really.
Right. Books.
I finished Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. It was a good book.
Okay.
I will say it was a good book. And now that I'm done with it, I see how they went from enemies to lovers.
Okay.
There are just some bits and pieces where it's like, I hate this bitch, I'm gonna fuck her. And it's like,
meh.
And then there's like, he put her in this really dangerous situation where she like genuinely feared for her life. And then he kept kind of putting her in it, and it turned her on. And I'm like, It was almost a little too unrealistic to me,
Right.
in those specific moments. So it was a good book, a good story, but there were just there were certain elements of it that kind of took me out, because I'm like, that's because like I like to relate to the characters, and so when they think so vastly different than I would, it's weird to me, and it kind of pulls me out of the story where I'm like,
I think that's a good way to describe it, because that's how I felt with the Triad series that I read. It was kind of like, that's so extreme and so not anything I would think.
Yeah.
In any respect. So I'm just like, don't know about that.
Yeah. There are a bunch of people that really like this book, and I see why. It's a great story.
Yeah.
But like I said, just a few things where I'm like, it took me out of the story too much for me to truly say that I was like so immersed in it.
Right.
Whereas I didn't feel that way about like her Haunting Adeline series.
Okay.
Whereas that one was more realistic, because it was from the get-go, that kind of stuff turned her on. Whereas the same is not true for this book.
Right.
And so, and granted, she doesn't want anyone comparing the two stories anyways. She like has a trigger warning.
I was going to say, I think I remember reading
but
something about that. Like,
I think
don't go
Goodreads.
into it thinking about that book.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah. Enzo and Sawyer, not Zayd and Addie, but I hope you like them as much as I do, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't look at it from the same perspective, then yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah.
There's just those little things that, little too much for me specifically to truly give it like a 5 out of 5.
Fair.
And now I'm trying to figure out what book I want to read next. So I want to read one of the ones that I got from the book sale that I recently
yeah.
went to, because I'll post a picture here. Here's my haul. I spent $25 on all of these books, which I feel like is a absolute steal.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out if I want to pick from these. For those of you that are listening and didn't see the photo that I just put up, I got like 20 some odd books.
Yeah.
For $25 at this local friend of the library sale is what it's called. And I think it's books that the library doesn't check out as often anymore.
Oh, okay.
Or if it's like extra donated or what.
I remember seeing a flyer for it, but I totally forgot about it until you sent me that picture, and I was like, oh, that was today.
Yep, I've gone twice now. I think I went back in August, and then we went this time, and both times I scored pretty good deals on a lot of stuff. A lot of like Dean Koontz, Stephen King, Jodi Picoult, Nora Roberts. They have like a lot of those, and so I'm trying to figure out if I want to read one of the ones that I just got, or if I want to tackle something on my Kindle.
Right.
I haven't fully decided yet.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
We'll let you know next week.
Yes. What about you?
I'm still the same.
Still the same.
Abarat book 2.
Abarat book 2. Are you not interested in it?
I am. It's also a really long book.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like almost 700 pages.
Oh, Jesus.
So you know me and the long books. Sometimes they take me a while to get through.
Fair.
Especially because I just still only read at night.
Same.
So.
Yeah.
I'm a little over halfway.
A little over halfway.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah. It's really good. It's just not my typical genre either. So I don't find myself quite as captivated to like keep reading. Whereas like when I'm really into a book, it's like I can't go to sleep.
Oh.
But this one, it's enough to keep me interested, but I find myself falling asleep after just a few pages.
Gotcha.
Or a chapter.
That makes sense.
So.
But wins and fails, maybe Thanksgiving related.
I'm trying to think if I have any.
Do you feel like any wins? I mean, it's holiday.
I mean, I feel like most Thanksgivings go well.
Fair.
So I have mentioned on here several times that Michael used to be vegan. So I now fully know how to make a full-blown vegan Thanksgiving. So that's kind of a win.
That's kind of a win.
I mean, it's different.
Would the fail be that you now no longer need it?
Except Dylan is still, my brother Dylan, he is still, I don't know if he's vegan or vegetarian now. Because he was kind of going back and forth because he's away at college, so he knew that he wasn't going to have as many vegan options.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think he started eating a little bit of dairy. So it will still be good for that aspect. And Michael really doesn't eat much dairy, so I'll still have to modify certain things. So I guess that's kind of a win fail, because it's a win that I know how to do it, but it's a fail that I have to make extra.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else that would be more intense, but I think
Okay.
What about you?
Well, Thanksgiving growing up was always like if I had to like tell you as a kid, I would always say Christmas. But looking back on it now, I really cherished Thanksgiving. Like, I think I said Christmas because like what kid doesn't?
What kid doesn't? Yeah.
But I think I genuinely enjoyed Thanksgiving more. We had every single year I would go spend the night at my grandma's house at minimum the day before. Sometimes it was like 2 days before, but usually it was like the night before. We'd go, we'd either have like KFC, or we'd get like McDonald's or something the night before. We'd have like a movie night, and we'd start doing like the different prep work for the things that needed to be prepped the day before. So like we'd boil the deviled eggs and stuff, and we'd do all of that, and get all those ready, put them in the fridge so we can do that in the morning, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was like what we did, and that was always like my favorite. I looked forward to it every single year.
Yeah.
It was the best. And then it was obviously like after I moved away and stuff, that wasn't something that we did really anymore. I think I went and spent the night at her house up until I was like 13 years old. So, and then after that, it would be like I would go over there the day before, but I wouldn't spend the night, and then I would go back over there the next day. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
we do our Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving was always held at her house.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. We always did the wishbone together. So it was,
Right.
like, held close to my heart.
Yeah.
Fail is, she died right before Thanksgiving. In 2017. So that's fun.
If you watched 2 episodes ago, Kaylee deals with a lot of trauma and grief through laughter.
Yeah.
And dark humor.
Yes. So if you watch the death and dying episode, I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm a little uncomfortable about it. Actually, today that you guys are watching this is her 6-year death anniversary. Because she died November 20th, and that's the day that this goes out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm okay. But, like, so Thanksgiving is, like, something very near and dear to me. I really cherish it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess the fail on that would be, like, she died 3 days before Thanksgiving. Because this year is actually a exact repeat of the year that she died.
Oh.
She died on a Monday. Thanksgiving was on the 23rd. So this is the first year that it has perfectly repeat like that.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So then Anna was born
on a Monday.
Okay.
I went into labor Sunday night, had her Monday morning.
Wow.
Yep. Damon was also born on a Monday. I thought for sure Ellie was going to be born on a Monday, and then she wasn't. So
she was kind of your curveball anyway, though.
She was. That's what her baby always is, right?
Yeah.
But so this year is kind of like, I don't know if I'd call that a fail per se.
Right.
But it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is the first kind of deja vu year.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit interesting. To me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep. 6 years feels like a long time.
Yeah.
That year I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving at all.
Right.
Which was to the dismay of a lot of people.
Right. I mean, I think that would be really hard if that was like the one holiday that you did with that person, like,
yes,
thoroughly, you know, and then to try to do it without them, especially that soon after their death. That's
Oh yeah. And I got a lot of shit for refusing to go to Thanksgiving. It wasn't from my family. I wasn't living in the same state as my family. If it had been where I was close enough to go to my family's Thanksgiving, I probably still would have gone because they all would have
been surrounded by
people who were also grieving for the same reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I refused to go to Thanksgiving. Granted, I was 30.
I was gonna say you were days away from having your kid.
Yeah, I was 37 weeks and 6 days pregnant at the time because I had my daughter at 38 weeks and 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 37 weeks, 6 days when she died.
Yeah.
So I was very pregnant. And then it was literally just a few days later that it was supposed to be Thanksgiving. And I was like, 1, I don't want to drive over an hour to your house.
Right.
Where you guys are going to be celebrating and not understanding how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
2, you guys don't really like me all that much anyways.
Well, there was already stuff surrounding about how they said, like, it's not even true that grandma's dying from cancer. And
No, that was my dad.
Oh, that was your dad?
That was my dad that said that.
Gotcha. Doesn't make it any better.
No, it doesn't make it any better.
Makes it kind of worse.
That makes it kind of worse, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Okay.
It was a couple months later,
Bunch of shitty
though.
people.
Yeah. It was a couple months later, though, that one of Thomas's family members said that I was very difficult during that time.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They were like, she didn't even come to Thanksgiving. She refused. She was being really difficult during that year. And it's like,
it was a difficult year.
that was a very difficult year.
Yeah. Thanks for being understanding.
Yeah.
God.
So that would be my fail, I guess, regarding Thanksgiving, is that was just a really shitty year. And I'm trying to, like, get back up into it. And ever since we moved down here,
Yeah.
and we've been coming to your mom's,
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of the holiday has really come back for me.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, I was just always sad.
Right.
And we always just kind of did it by ourselves. And it
Just
wasn't,
something small.
yeah. We celebrated it with my mom a little bit, but it wasn't the same,
Right.
you know? But so now that, like, everybody's here and it's happy, and there's a picture of her that just sits right there. It's like, it feels like she's there.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that she always wanted everybody to be together.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Because I think we came up a couple times for...
I remember one year you guys surprised her.
Yes.
I distinctly remember that year.
I do remember that.
And she cried.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Because I lived really close to her. We lived in, like, the same town, maybe 2 towns away at most. Whereas you guys lived down here in Oregon.
Because I don't think we ever came to Thanksgiving when she lived back at the condo. It was when she
No.
was in her house.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the big house.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember we had to like bring in the table and put in the leaf and
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. I love Thanksgiving. I know that like if you go to the history behind it, then things are like,
yeah.
you know,
Questionable at best.
But I feel like I'm not celebrating it for that reason. I just celebrate it because it's like a get together with all the family.
Being thankful for everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I think of it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I think of it too. I don't typically celebrate the holidays for the traditional reason of why
Right.
it, whatever, you know.
Traditional or religious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not the religious side of it.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I know we just discussed wins and fails, but let's talk about more Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What's your favorite food at Thanksgiving?
Ooh. That's a really good question. I've always been really, not even always actually, as I've gotten into like late teens and my 20s now, I've really enjoyed the green bean casseroles.
I was going to say that's mine.
That was my favorite to make growing up, but for some reason it grossed me out while making it, and so I refused to ever try it. But then I was like 14, I think, the first time I ever tried it, and I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Now it's something that
really
I
good.
enjoy. I really like adding bacon to it, but I don't normally do that on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But it's really good with bacon.
I've seen that a couple of times, people doing that, and I'm like, I've sent it to my mom, but it almost just doesn't feel like Thanksgiving anymore.
Yeah. It
For some
kind of
reason.
turns into its own meal,
Yeah.
because then, I mean, you kind of have everything. You
Right.
have veggies. You have...
Yeah.
You kind of just like chop up the bacon and kind of have it as like homemade bacon bits.
Okay.
That's
So
what-
it's more of like a topping.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I do.
Yeah.
You can use like larger, almost like rectangular pieces. I mean, they're still only like that long, versus them being like small squares, and then mix
Right.
that in a lot more.
Okay.
And that's really good too. But it's definitely more of its own meal versus
Yeah.
like a side.
It's like a casserole that you would like make
Yes.
just in the holiday area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. It's so
Yum.
good. You can literally just use the directions on the onion thing and then just chop up your bacon at whatever size you want, cook it like normal, and then add it at the end. Just make sure you drain the oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it'll get yucky.
Yes. And I like to, so like, you know, when you cook it and then you have to pull it back out to put the onions over top. So when I pull it back out, that's when I like to add the bacon so that it doesn't overcook. I like to add the bacon, then put the onions on top, put it back in for the last 5 minutes or whatever. That's what I like to do. And it works really well that way.
That makes sense. That's probably my favorite is green bean casserole. And I really like stuffing,
Okay.
but I like
don't.
it with the things. Like
the
with
things?
potatoes,
Oh,
with
yes.
gravy, with the green bean casserole. Like I like the stuffing as kind of like a mixer.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like stuffing.
Because by itself, I'm not the biggest fan.
I wonder if I need to try it with other things, because I
Maybe.
do not like the stuffing. But I also am not a huge bread person.
Right.
I never have been. Like I can eat buttered bread with like noodles, or I can eat like French toast, or French bread, or you know, those kinds of things. I can eat those, it's fine. But you'll never find me like with like toast dipping it in like,
Right.
I don't do that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so, and like soggy bread, the idea,
Oh, yeah.
because it's soggy bread.
Yeah. Sure is.
And so already not being a super
Yeah.
big bread person, that's why I don't ever dip bread in sauces.
Right.
You will never find me dip my French bread into my spaghetti sauce.
Or like your soup.
Never. I would not be caught dead.
That's my favorite.
I can't do the soggy.
So like you couldn't do a bread bowl.
No.
Ooh.
I've made them, but I won't eat the bread part. I just use it as the
You just
bowl.
use that so you don't have to wash another dish.
Kind of, yeah.
That is interesting. Okay.
Yep. I can't.
So maybe you just won't like it.
I've tried it and I can't do the texture. So I'm like, maybe I need to mix it in with something where it like kind of masks. And it's more so the flavor versus the texture that I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also really like mashed potatoes. I love potatoes,
I
just
do
period.
love
Though
mashed potatoes.
I love potatoes.
Yeah. I was trying to think of things that like we don't typically have during the rest of the year.
Which we have potatoes like at least 3 times a week.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're not making whole ass turkeys throughout the year.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I like turkey,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't love turkey.
Yeah. This year, I think I want to brine our turkey. Because the problem that I have with turkey is some of it's like really nice and moist and the other parts are really dry. Yes. And it's like...
Yeah, I think that's what I don't like about it either, because like I really like ham.
Mm-hmm. Right, you're more of a ham person.
I like ham.
Yeah.
Yep.
At my mom's, we usually do turkey on Thanksgiving and ham for Christmas.
Which is solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. I like the dark meat of the turkey, though.
Yeah.
Shitty thing is there's just not a lot of that.
Nope.
It's mostly light meat.
And I feel like that's what everybody goes for first.
Is the dark meat. Yep. Yeah. And then it's just gone.
Yeah. I think if I can convince my mom, I think I'm going to try to brine it this year. Because it's supposed to keep it more moist. And I'm never in charge of the turkey. My mom usually does that, and then my dad cuts it up. But
yeah. It was always my grandpa growing up. So.
Yeah. I might be like, hey,
you should try this.
Try this, Mom. We'll see, though.
Mm-hmm.
For us, because you were saying how like you would go over the night before to help your grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually go over the day before, and my mom and I prep everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that way on the day of, we're not all just like rushing around like crazy. It's usually mostly just throwing things in the oven or last minute things that we have to like chop up and cook, or like potatoes, because I don't want to reheat all the potatoes, you know?
Yeah. It's way easier to just do, and it's fast, and it kind of just is its own thing.
Yeah. So, but
let me know if you need
help.
If you need help, if you want help the day before, day of, whatever, I can come out both days if you want, but I have my KitchenAid.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I can take on making something too.
Okay.
I'll take on the green bean casserole if you want.
Sure. I mean, my mom probably wouldn't care.
Sure.
Works for me.
I was like, what can I bring? Because I think last year, I brought a dessert.
What did you bring last year? Did you bring a dessert?
I swear I brought something.
I think you've brought something every year.
I'm pretty sure I have. Well, it's only been twice.
Has it only been twice?
I think so. I'm pretty positive it's only been twice. Well, no, we moved over here in 2021. So it would have been 2021, 2022, and now it's 2023.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yep.
Because I think that would honestly help if each person did
bring something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's really easy. I can literally prep it at home and throw it in the oven once we get there, and it's like 15 minutes in the oven.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to cook it at home and then bring it and then it's cold.
It hot, yeah. Or have it scalding in the car.
Yeah. As I'm holding it, I'm just like my fingers burning off.
When I used to do the full-blown vegan Thanksgiving, I would make a lot of it here. I did it for like 2 years. I would make it here, and then we would bring it really freaking hot in the car. Yeah. And we would have like towels under everything. And then I started... I don't even know why I did that initially. I think it was because I didn't want to take over my mom's kitchen, and I knew she had stuff to make too, so I didn't want to like use up the oven. But now the last 3 years, my mom and I just get together and we're like, okay, what can we like just make vegan and nobody will care?
Yeah.
Like potatoes. We could just throw in vegan butter.
Yeah, that's easy.
Nobody cares.
Literally tastes the exact same.
Yeah, exactly. And...
maybe slightly less creamy, but...
Right. Sweet potato casserole. Not very many people like it anyway.
I know what I brought.
What'd you bring?
I brought the fruit salad last year.
That's right.
I brought the normal and the vegan.
Yes.
Like I knew
yes.
It was a dessert. I knew I did.
I knew you brought something.
I don't remember what I brought the year before. I don't know if I did bring anything the year before. I think your mom was like, we got it covered.
Maybe.
I think that's correct. I think I offered. Oh, no. I know what I brought. I brought the snack trays.
See, I was going to say, I think you brought something each time. Yeah. But anyway, so sweet potato casserole. No, you're fine. I was like, what was I talking about? Sweet potato casserole. Not very many people like it in the group that we have. Yeah.
Not me.
So I typically will make that with vegan marshmallows because not many people care about it
The vegan
anyway.
marshmallows taste identical.
Yeah.
There's literally no difference.
They're just different texture.
But not by a lot.
Not by a lot, especially when they're cooked.
Yes.
But when they're just like regular, they have a slightly different texture.
Honestly, I don't think I noticed until you said something.
Yeah, I think that honestly, it's just me, Michael, Dylan, my kids that eat it. I don't think anybody else eats it.
I mean, I've never liked yams though.
Yeah.
Ever.
Because I remember we would make them at grandma's house too.
And I never touched them.
And nobody hardly ever ate them. I loved them.
I don't like sweet potatoes though.
Yeah.
I have
You're
tried.
also not a sweet savory.
I am not, so it checks out.
Yep. It tracks.
It tracks. It really does.
So that makes sense.
I'm also not somebody who likes pineapple on ham.
Oh.
But I've also said before, I do not like Hawaiian pizza. So also tracks.
Devastation.
I know. I don't know what it is.
I love the sweet savory. Could eat it all day long.
I know. It's just me. I know. It's just
What's
me.
your favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
Ooh. See, everybody does different desserts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's never always the same. Like, sometimes there's brownies. Sometimes there's cookies. Sometimes it's the fruit salad. And so and then obviously there's always pie.
Right.
I don't like pie.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a pie person. I think it's just the texture. It just feels like I'm just eating mush.
Innards.
Yeah. And I've never really identified as a texture person, but I think realistically I am.
Oh, I am 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You clearly are.
I'm clearly am, but I don't ever say that. I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm not a texture person. It doesn't bother me, but then like clearly it does.
Or at least you have ones that you prefer over others.
Yeah. Well, like it's funny because it's only in like certain foods. Like sweet foods, I really don't like when they are just mushy. I also don't really like, so like if you were having like apple pie or something, I do not like fruit in like that warm, mushy texture.
Got you.
Like the only thing I've ever been able to do with that texture, and I was only somewhat able to tolerate it, was peach cobbler with ice cream.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And then the only pie I've been able to tolerate was the Oreo pie that my mom made forever ago. I don't know if it was the year that you guys came or what. I have no idea. But it's like the graham cracker crust, and then it's like the Oreos kind of mixed up, and there's like a cream in the middle. I can handle that because it didn't feel like pie to me.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it. I really don't.
I get it.
But yeah.
I think my favorite...
I guess if it was graham cracker, it would have been more like s'more than Oreo. But it was with Oreos. So it was like both.
Oh, okay.
S'moreo.
That's okay. That sounds good. I think my favorite are the pumpkin bars.
Okay.
It's almost like cake, but it's like a wet cake.
Oh.
And then there's usually like cream cheese frosting over them. My mom makes them sometimes.
Gotcha. Okay.
She made them a lot more when we were younger. Mm-hmm. But I think she made them last year. They were on the like cookie sheet, really thin.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Those are probably my favorite. And then I also really like the Oreo truffles.
Okay,
that
those are pretty
my
good.
Mom and I make.
Mm-hmm.
But we usually do that more for Christmas than Thanksgiving. Sometimes for Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think when I was growing up, somebody would always make a spice cake.
Oh, I do love me some spice cake.
That is my favorite flavor of cake.
Or like spice muffins. Yum.
So, really quick, funny little fail for spice cake. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a fail on me. It was on somebody else. And I don't even know if I could consider it a fail, honestly, but whatever. So, spice cake. I love spice cake. It's my favorite. Ever since I first discovered that I like spice cake, which I would have maybe been like 9 when I figured it out, because I think the first time I ever tried it was at my mom's wedding, because she also really liked spice cake.
Oh, okay.
And I was 9 at her wedding. And so, like, every year after that, I would have spice cake for my birthday.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever celebrated my birthday in Montana with Thomas's family, they asked me what flavor of cake I wanted. And I was like, oh, a spice cake. Duh. That, exactly. Whatever.
Yeah.
They made me carrot cake.
Oh. That's a little different.
I was so upset.
I love carrot cake.
I don't like the texture.
Right. Oh, the not texture person doesn't like the texture of carrot cake?
It was shredded carrots
in
the cake.
See, I don't like when it's like that.
That's what it was.
I like when it's like essence of carrot.
No, there were carrot shreds.
Like juice or something. I don't know what they do.
No, carrot shreds.
See, I don't like that.
In the cake.
When they do carrot shreds with raisins.
No, there weren't any raisins in this one,
Yuck.
but there was shreds of carrot.
And when you go into it expecting a spice cake and you get a mouthful of shredded carrots.
That is 100% what I got. And I just looked down at it. She's like, what do you think? And I'm like, what's in the cake? She's like, it's carrot cake. I'm just like, oh. She's like, I thought you like it. And I was like, I said spice cake. She's like, well, yeah, they're the same thing. Like, it's not. Like, yes,
No,
this
ma'am.
is technically a spice cake. But when you put carrot in it,
It is now carrot
it
cake.
is now carrot cake.
Yeah. I would have to agree with Kaylee on this one.
And I was like,
It's fine. Everything's
I didn't
fine.
eat it.
Yeah.
I took like one bite and I was like, I can't. This is not what I wanted. This isn't what I expected. I appreciate the gesture, but no thank you.
Fair.
Sometimes I wonder if it was a fail or if it was intentional. Because like I said, they didn't really like me very much.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I look on it and I'm like, I'm salty.
Just a little.
Don't mess with my spice
That's
cake.
okay. I understand. If it was for my birthday and I expected a spice cake and then somebody put carrots in it, I probably wouldn't be too happy either.
Yeah.
If I like expected a spice cake and they gave me like a vanilla cake, I'd been like, oh, I mean, not what I wanted, but
Yeah. It was my 18th
Fair.
birthday too.
oh man.
Because I technically moved away from home.
Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah. I moved away from
freaking
home when I
carrots.
was 17, like a month shy of my birthday. And it was in
Right.
summertime. So my mom was like, there's really nothing here. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Which I mean, thinking back on it now, like, Mom, you should have stopped me.
Halt.
I
think she tried.
Not like I would have truly listened, honestly.
I was
at
going to
that
say, I think she
age.
tried. I think you wouldn't have listened regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you would have
Probably
been like, yeah, no, I'm going.
Probably. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it now, I'm just like, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my 18th birthday. I got a fucking carrot cake when I asked for a spice cake. It's salty. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love spice cake.
Yeah.
And it works so beautifully for like the Thanksgiving time of year.
Mm-hmm. It
When-
does.
Oh, it's
All the spicy things.
cinnamon,
Not
nutmeg.
spicy
It's
as
like,
in-
oh, so good. Yeah, not spicy.
Like heat spicy.
It smells and tastes like that time of year.
Yeah.
And then especially when it's like a homemade cream cheese frosting.
Ooh, yum.
Even better.
Yum.
If you sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top of it.
That's kind of how the pumpkin bars are. Except the texture is just a little different. And
Yeah.
It's pumpkin flavor. But it's that spicy, like, cream cheesy frosting. Yum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I like chai tea lattes.
Right.
Is because they give off that,
That
like,
spice flavor.
yes,
Yeah.
which now I really want one when I get home.
Well, if you have the stuff, you can make one.
I do.
Okay. You're good.
I do.
You're good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's pivot
Pivot.
from Thanksgiving food.
Okay.
And let's the day after
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys do Black Friday? I mean, I know the answer to this, but
Yes. I typically do, even if I don't have like a lot of things that I want to get, just the thrill of going is
Right?
enjoyable.
yeah,
And it's strange because I am definitely not a crowd person,
me either.
but I think it's just the idea of like either waking up super, super early or never going to sleep because you can't sleep.
Yeah.
Waking up super, super early. Like usually I would go with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
getting in with my mom, getting a hot coffee, and then just going to stores and shopping. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
The only downside to it is the crowds.
Yeah, and we all went last year.
Yeah.
I don't think I went with you guys the year prior to that, but I did last year. Yeah, I don't think I went the year prior to that.
Didn't you?
Have I gone with you twice now?
What year were you pregnant with Damon?
2020. And I did not live here yet.
Ellie.
That would have been Nope. That would have been year before. That would have been the first year. Did I not go with
Because
you
you were
this year?
freshly pregnant.
Yeah, because I remember we were like,
Because you were
We were
like, I need
waiting on
some
our-
food.
we were also waiting on my gender results.
Yes.
Talking about how I was going to be getting that.
Yeah. And you were like, I need some food. And we were like, well, it's like breakfast time. And you're like, well, I don't really want breakfast.
I
And
remember
we were
that.
like, well, what do you want? And you were like, it's fine. I'll just go home. And I'm like, Kayla, you need to eat. And you're like, it's fine.
I remember that. So I was starting to get nauseous and I was like trying to push through it.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
I don't want to interrupt everything.
Yes, exactly.
I
And we were like,
remember.
just tell us what you want.
But then pregnancy, I was like, I don't know. That was so frustrating. I'm sure it was a little frustrating for you guys too, because it was just like, I
Oh, I
can't.
was
I'm
fine.
sorry.
And then, let's see, last year.
Did I go with you guys last year? Maybe I did. Ellie would have been pretty. Oh no, I did. I did go both years. Ellie would have been pretty young, but I think I did go.
I think you did.
I think I did. I think the Ellie year sticks out to me more.
Yeah.
Maybe I did go last year.
Well, I think we've deducted that I didn't.
I'm gonna say you probably didn't, which means I also didn't.
Right.
That would explain why I'm only remembering 1 year.
So we went that 1 year. And then you and I also went several years ago.
Yes,
when
long
we were
time ago,
young.
went out with our moms.
Yeah, with our moms. And that was back when you still, I mean, I think people do it a little bit still, but that was back where you would go Thanksgiving night.
Yes.
And you wait in line
Yeah.
until like 1 a.m. or whatever it is. And then they open up the doors. They don't really do that anymore. Now it's like they open at 5 a.m. The day after because everybody threw a fit saying they shouldn't have to work on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, what about all the other essential workers, nurses, police, firefighters? Like, but whatever.
And then there's the stores that host the Thanksgiving sale for just like several days because they're like, we're not doing Black Friday.
Right, yeah. And that's the other thing I've noticed. It's like I hear ads today.
Yep.
And today it is October something.
24th?
24th.
Yes, it is.
October 24th. And I hear, you don't have to wait till Black Friday for Black Friday deals.
Yep. Already starting to get
And
them.
I'm like, when did this stretch to a 3-month process?
Right? Yeah.
They just last forever now.
They do.
But I think I'll probably go this year. I don't have really anything I need.
So just go for the shopping experience.
But I always try to basically make my mom need something so that we can go.
Fair.
Mom, don't you think that you need that? I know that Brady wants that. Dylan wants that. Mom, Dad really needs that. And she's like, well, yeah, we can go look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
I mean, it's fun though. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy shopping though.
Me too.
I really do. Like we're getting a new bed for the kids. It's going to be a bunk bed. And I was talking about how, well, right now we have no idea when it's supposed to even get here. It was supposed to be here yesterday.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware, it has not even arrived at the like place that's going to be delivering it. So
Hopefully
I'm
it's
like,
not lost.
I'm hoping not. It got picked up
I
in
mean,
California.
It's a big ass thing to get lost.
It's two giant boxes that are like 90 pounds each. It got picked up in California on the 18th. And like you said a second ago, it's the 24th now. And it's still not at its delivery destination. Like the place that's going to deliver it to me, it's still not there yet.
Interesting.
So I'm like, someone want to tell me where it's at? And like it hasn't had any update other than picked up. I'm like, that's a really big package.
That's a really big thing to just be out and about.
Somewhere. Yeah.
On a truck somewhere. Weird.
Yep.
Well, hopefully it shows up.
We're hoping so. Anyways, so once it does, I'm going to have to go to Target to pick up Ellie's mattress and bedding set for her bed. And my mom's like, oh, whenever you go, let me know and we can make a day out of it and go shopping, whatever, with the kids, and we can go get lunch and whatever. I love doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Love shopping.
My mom goes monthly shopping, and I've told you this, but I go shopping with her every single time, unless she, for some reason, can't, or if it's on a weird day where I can't, but we always try to, and she usually goes on like one more shopping trip throughout the week, or throughout the month, I mean, and we try to go with her. I just enjoy it. You get to spend time with your mom or whoever you're going with, and my kids love it. My mom tends to spoil my kids.
Fair.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just really enjoyable.
Yeah. I loved going shopping with my grandma growing up. My mom and my grandma and me would go.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I 100%.
Yeah. It's just a good time.
It is.
Yeah.
It's good bonding time.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different when you're like out and about and shopping and you guys can actually have a like chatty conversation versus when like you go over a visit or they go over and visit and then the focus is really ends up being on the kids.
Yeah.
It's nice
Yeah.
to have that kind of adult conversation
Because even if the kids are there, they're usually like strapped into the car. What is it called? Cart.
Kurt.
I was gonna say the car seat.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like kids will fall asleep in the car and then you're just chit-chatting in the car. And yeah, I really enjoy it.
Me too.
So yeah, I'll probably go Black Friday shopping. Even if I don't have anything to get.
Yep. I've only ever gone, I guess, twice.
Yeah.
Once when I was like 13. Or I guess it would have been 3 times. The once when you, me, and our moms went. Once when I was 13. And then...
Once 2 years ago.
Once 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably go because that's like the best time to get kids clothes.
Yes.
There's always crazy deals on the kids clothes. Like my mom and I usually go to Kohl's.
Yes.
And that's where I can get a bunch of clothes. And then you also they do like the extra Kohl's cash. So then you get like $100 in Kohl's cash and you can come back the next week and buy a lot more. So I probably will. You'll have to see. Maybe we can do like an episode where we talk about like the gifts that we've gotten for the kids and stuff. If it works out with how, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm basically done Christmas shopping already.
I haven't started.
And Kaylee hasn't started. So if we can light a fire under her ass, maybe we can have an episode in December before Christmas of like our like kids Christmas gift haul.
Yeah. I'm starting to make a list on my phone. Like we already know what we're getting Damon because we're doing the want something you want, something you need, something to wear, something to read. We're doing that because like in previous years we kind of just get them a bunch of toys. Yeah. And I told this to you earlier. Yeah. But now it's starting to get to the point where we're like, we need to start regulating how many gifts are under the tree, and especially because a lot of the kids tend to share toys or be interested in similar things, we figured it would be better to have less items that are specifically the kids' right, and more as like group gifts that everybody's allowed to play with because they're all around the same age. Yeah. Anna's gonna be 6 in a week, right? For you guys, Damon turns 4 next year in July, and then Ellie will be 2 next year in June. Yeah. So they're all really close. They're all right around the like playing age. Yes. With the same things. Oh yeah. And so like there's only really a few things that they each play with that is like the other ones really don't. Like Anna's really into Barbies and stuff, so I think for her want we're gonna give her something Barbie related or something. Yeah. For Damon, it's all Spider-Man related. Right. I understand that. Ellie, I have no fucking clue. Yeah. But then the need, the wear, the read. We figured that would be the best so that they each have the same number of gifts because we do the roundabout opening where one person opens and then the next person and the next person. Right. It makes it to where at the end there's not one person left with 3 gifts that everybody has to watch. Yeah. Open gifts. Fair. And so we figured that was the way to go about it, and then have like 2 or 3 gifts that are kind of just everybody's under the tree that they all can kind of open together. Yeah. That's kind of the plan that we're doing. So. Yeah. Well, maybe if you could at least like figure out what you're getting, then we can talk about what we're getting, what we've got, kind of a thing. Yeah. Maybe I don't necessarily need to have specifics, but like these are what I'm hoping for. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I might need to tackle some of that on Black Friday if I go. Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I think that wraps up this episode. I think it does. I think it's been a good Thanksgiving Black Friday talk. We hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Yes. And be safe on Black Friday. If you go. If you go. Don't get stepped on. I got stepped on once. Don't get stepped on. Don't get trampled. My hand got stepped on once. I feel like we're getting past that a little bit, but still. Especially with Black Friday lasting quite a bit longer. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we will see you guys after Thanksgiving, and we will be going into the holiday season for Christmas. Yep, we have one more fall related video next week. Yes. And then we're getting into Christmas time, which I'm excited. Me too. All right. Well, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. See you next time. Bye. Bye.